Hi, I'm Alex Robis with Centric, and I'm here with one of our former students today.
Hi, my name is Jeremy Shiner. I went into Centric's career track in May of 2007 for the MCSA program. I had just left my job as an assistant grocery manager at a local grocery store here, which eventually it went out of business because of the economy and hard times. So that in itself was scary. So there I was looking through the paper for jobs, and came across Centric's ad. I had to basically struggle with the decision to make another investment for me to go back to school when I had just over a 1-year-old boy at that time, and well, actually he was 2, and my daughter had just been born a little bit ago. She was a few months old, so I had 2 children to support. Well, I looked at Centric and looked at the numbers, and just interviewing with them, I met a few people in the staff, and it just really seemed like they had things together here, and I just took the leap of faith to go in and into their career track in May of 2007.
So what was the career track like for you?
Really was awesome. I had no prior experience in computers. I was a user at that point.
Yeah.
I went into A+. Actually, I went into, I think it's CCC in the first intro, and then at A+, just totally lost. But my instructor there, I mean, they stuck with it. They went through everything over and over. And I went from day classes to night classes.
Oh.
And by that time, I was in networking, which was I was almost finished with the day tracks. We were due to graduate in December. But the nice thing about it is the student services coordinators, Jessica Oliver, she was in that role at that time. She and others helped me to get into a class at night that I only lost 2 weeks.
Wow.
where you know, I would have graduated just a month later, where you know, some people would have taken several months, you know, they worked it out to where I could get into a class that I was only 2 weeks behind.
And so
they were 2 weeks behind what we were in my networking class. It was amazing.
That's great.
Plus the job that I got during that with H&R Block, they had mentioned what a good reputation Centric had.
Yeah.
They had hired several people to get you know, some experience like me out in the field.
So how long did it take to get you a job after graduation then?
Well, actually, I got my job that I'm doing now before I even graduated.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was still going to night school, and I was graduating in January, and I got a call, I believe right before the end of the year, from the manager that hired me at GSA, and said he wanted to interview me for a government position.
Wow.
Working desktop support, and I was like, incredible. So I went and interviewed for it. I believe he interviewed me twice and said, the job's yours, when can you start?
Wow.
The phone call from Catapult Technology, the HR woman that was going to hire me, called me and had to discuss all the formalities and things like that, and just the sheer amazement. My wife and I, we both looked at each other when she mentioned the salary that I was going to be making was far and above anything I'd ever made before.
That's
and just
great.
Centric provided that. I wouldn't have gotten in that job had student services not helped me write my resume to get the key points in there for the search, for all the searches that people do. Why was my resume pulled out of hundreds, thousands of people in Kansas City looking for a job? And,
that's amazing.
And he said that my resume turned up on all of his searches.
Wow.
So he just thought, I need to call this guy.
That is great.
And honestly, I didn't have the experience really yet to do the job, but I got in that job, and I was able to not, I struggled a little bit on some of the more advanced stuff, but I knew what was going on. From my training.
How'd that feel?
It was great. It was great. I told my wife Christina on a day-to-day basis that I actually know what I'm kind of doing here. I mean, there's some stuff I have to ask questions on, but that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
And now today, I'm really comfortable in my role.
Well,
I'll
great.
be there 2 years on February 19th.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
So I understand you have some visitors with you today,
Yes,
too?
yes, I do. I have my wife Christina here with me, and my 2 children. My son Isaac, he's 5, and my daughter Elizabeth, she's now 3. I can't believe just a few years ago, I had no idea how I was going to support my family for the rest of my life. Didn't have any security in any of the jobs I was in before my family, after college. Nothing just seemed to work. But through what I learned at Centrique, it just was a springboard to where I am today, and things are looking a lot more solid, a lot less uncertain. And thank you for all that you've done.